Chapter 2. Two sides to every story. Now, playing as Levy, you settle back in one of the conference rooms at your office, phone in hand. It's not every day I get to send a scandalous picture to a new client. Your eyes are fixed on the screen as the typing dots pop up and then disappear, then pop up again and disappear. Ella's probably thinking it's too much too fast. Perhaps I jumped the gun a little. You sigh. The last thing you need right now is a hot new divorcee on the end of your string. With any luck, this will teach her that I'm not a man to be trifled with. You knew it was a bad idea to tease Ella during your first meeting together, but you couldn't resist. I blame the handcuffs. The moment those things come out of her purse, all bets were off. Conflict of interest be damned. A cough sounds from the other side of the conference room. You glance up to find Pat Rancic's team of lawyers staring expectantly at you. Well, Thorne, do those conditions satisfy you? I hate these preliminary meetings until the paperwork is filed. This is all just posturing. You can stick those conditions up your ass. Seriously, you could at least try to be professional. And you could at least try to come up with conditions that aren't laughable. I promise to match your effort. One of the other partners at your firm chuckles from her seat beside you. You heard the man, so let's start over. You fight a groan as they start droning on all over again. But there's no escaping it. This meeting is all part of the game. Unable to resist, you return your attention to your phone. Kitty cat got your tongue. Lucky kitty. I can't talk. I'm at work. Who said I wanted to talk? What else did you have in mind? What? Kissy face and chains. What? Or maybe... Eggplant, really. She's willing to play. Excellent. Of course, the precedent set by the litigation of the Excelsior case is in our client's favor. Not that we wish to inform proceedings at this juncture. Mr. Thorne, are you even listening? You wave away their concerns, barely glancing up from your phone. When you say something that requires my full attention, rest assured you'll have it. Step outside for some air. I can't just leave my desk. I wasn't asking. Okay, now what? Now answer my question. Have you been a good girl? What do you mean? It's not a difficult question. Either you did as I asked, or you disobeyed me. I finished your list. Because you're a good girl? Say it. Because I'm a good girl. You're pulled from your phone by the lawyers. Trust them to say something relevant just when things with Ella are getting interesting. As for the initial paperwork, Mr. Thorne, we feel you should... No. But it's common practice to... No. Thorne, things will go much faster if... You heave a weary sigh, idiots. You're surrounded by idiots, and it'll be a piece of cake to take Pat Rancic for all he's worth. I already gave you the dates for the network retainer agreements. We all know I don't have to tell you anything else until discovery. From the low muttering taking place on the other side of the room, you know you've scored a hit. If I have to take much more of this, I'm going to lose my mind. The phone sits silent and expectant in your hand. You know Ella is waiting for your next instructions. I could always spice things up and tell Ella exactly how to... I'd use that riding crop on her. An illicit thrill runs through you as your fingers poise over your phone's keyboard. The screen provides you just enough coverage just enough distance that it's far too easy to let your imagination take over. Your first lesson in submission is going well. Is that what this is? You tell me. Consent, remember? Yes. Yes, what? Yes, my lesson is going well. Have you ever seen a riding crop before? They use them on the Downton Abbey sometimes. Ponies, cute. It's not horses I like to whip. I only whip bad girls. Always remember that, Ella. When you make me angry, you get punished. Hard. Understood. My poor sweet innocent, you have no idea what I'm capable of. Have you been thinking of me this past week? Yes. Good. Because I've been thinking of you. You have? I've been picturing all the ways I could use one on you. Do you want to hear some of them? Levy. I need a yes or a no. You huff impatiently as you wait for a response. Oh, it's taking her so long, it's a simple question. Yes. Just in case this goes into the area where you probably already ascertainably knowing it's gonna go, I have to, get rid of that, in case it does, because YouTube. So, just a little cliff note, if you're ever wanting me to go and show this kind of content, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll have to upload it to a site like, down in the comments, or, description. Just saying. The playroom or conference room? Depends, really. Playroom? It's where I keep my toys. My cuffs, whips, chains. Within those walls, no one could hear you scream my name. What happens next? What are we doing in that room of yours? I'm not doing anything. You are the one getting on your knees in front of me. Are you on your knees, Ella? Yes. Do you see it in my hand? Oh, God. I don't think I can take much more of this. Yes, you can. You'll take it because I'm telling you to. In a way, right? She hasn't been bad. She has been good. Like we would be really sending missed signals to this woman at this point. It's your reward for being good. Wait, if I'm being good, don't I get a prize? This is your prize. By the time I'm done with you, you'll be begging for more. And if I promise to do whatever you ask? It's too late. I'm already touching the crop to your skin. You can feel the soft, supple leather trailing over your body. Yep. You shift in the seat. There's no denying your phone conversation is starting to heat up. And so are you. If telling Ella what I'd like to do to her is getting me this riled up, I can only imagine what it would be like to really have her on all fours. We can at least skip to things now that they've dociled down. One thing's for sure, Downton Abbey will never be the same after this. Does this mean you like it? I don't not like it. That's not the same. It's all I got for you today. It's a lot to process. And did you forget the part where it's my first day at work? I don't know how I'm supposed to get anything done after this. You're not. But I'm working too. I'm with Pat's lawyers as we speak. Seriously? Right now. Which means I should have an update for you tonight. So if you want to win this thing, you'd better stop distracting me. You texted me. Ah. But you texted back. You smile as you tuck the phone away before Ella can say anything more. Enough playing. There'll be plenty of time for that later. It takes all your willpower to direct your attention back to the lawyers. But if there's one thing you pride yourself on, it's control. It goes without saying, but we'll be filling an order to have all mutual accounts frozen indefinitely. And our appraisers will make a valuation of the home and its contents. Your appraisers will be working alongside mine, or I'll have the whole lot of you brought up on the front of the disciplinary board. With lawyers open their mouths to refute this, but you've had enough. You can sit here making baseless claims and attempt to increase your billable hours all you want, but don't expect me to stick around to listen. But we're not. Your client is the one at fault, so we'll proceed with this divorce settlement on my terms. You have the satisfaction of seeing the entire table grow uncomfortably silent. Tell your client that he can either expect it to be served by the end of the week. I have nothing more to say to any of you. Pushing back from the table, you leave the room without a backward glance. It's called a power move. As you're finishing up at work that afternoon, Buzz, your assistant, she pops her head in your office almost immediately. Call Miss Ransack, set up a business dinner for tonight. I'd like to update her in person about today's meeting. Certainly. Is this a special occasion? If you must know, I haven't decided yet. Miss Ransack is still in shock. I need to tread carefully with her. Yes, the poor thing. She's been through quite the ordeal. Your assistant pulls out her tablet and starts scrolling through. Do you want me to make a reservation at the usual place? I can get you a regular table, or maybe... I know you wanted to try that new place overlooking Lake Michigan. If you really want to impress Miss Ransack, a 5-star meal is just the thing. You've been dying to try Duskhaven ever since it first opened. Not just because it's only accessible via helicopter. The restaurant caters to clients who are looking for a little extra privacy in their dining experience. A night of decadent food, exquisite surroundings, and the right company might just be the thing. Especially since I can't get the right company or her deliciously naive curiosity out of my mind. Take her out for a night. You give your receptionist a quick nod. Fine, do it. She doesn't wait for you to change your mind as she dials the restaurant. Yes, hello. I'd like a private table for 2, 8 o'clock sharp. I don't care what it costs, just makes it happen. Hope Ella can handle it. As the sun starts to set, you and your head of security wait at the helicopter for Ella to arrive. I've done a full sweep, so you should be good to go until your return flight. Thanks, Anderson. I appreciate it. Instead of walking away, Anderson looks you over with a knowing grin. Pulling out all the stops from the new client of yours, huh? Since when do I pay you to have an opinion? You don't, but you also don't pay me enough to not have one, so... Laughing, you watch Anderson go through his routine sweep of the building's exterior. Sometimes it seems extreme to take a bodyguard everywhere you go, but you've learned the hard way that it's better to be safe than sorry. One of these days you should take me out to a fancy dinner. Lord knows I've earned one, putting up with you all these years. You know you love me. Admit it, your life is a lot more exciting now that you have me to follow around. Can't argue with that. Since Anderson knows all about your preferences, this discretion is appreciated. Finding a bodyguard you trust wasn't easy. Ella arrives, accompanied by the driver you sent for. With a wink that's going to earn him a stern talking to, Anderson steps aside to watch over the takeoff. What's this? I thought we were going for a business dinner. You take a moment to drink her in. The way her dress hugs her curves suggests to you that business wasn't the first thing on her mind when you invited her to dinner. We are. Throughout this book, you also get to choose how Levy shows off his dumb side. I don't really see this as a dumb thing. Thought we'd mix business with pleasure. Always treat my favorite clients this way. Neither of these responses are that. That side of me is kind of tilting at this moment. Offer her hand, and she allows you to help her to her seat. Besides, I thought we already discussed this. We did? You lower your voice to a dangerous purr. Of course we did. With me, pleasure is always guaranteed. Once she's settled into her seat, you climb in next to her and signal for the pilot to take off. The cabin is so small that you can feel the pressure of her leg against yours. She's warm, soft, trembling. Nervous. A little. I've never flown a helicopter before. I seem to be introducing you to a lot of things you've never done before. I'm not as innocent as you think, you know. I've seen things, done things. You can't keep the smirk from your face. Occasionally keeping the lights on during, yeah, that doesn't count. As you fly over the water, a gust of wind causes the helicopter to jolt. She gasps and clutches at the arm of her chair. Reach for her hand and twine your fingers with hers. What are you doing? Do you trust me? I barely know you. The correct response would be, I asked, did you trust me? It's a yes or no question. Then it's time we got to know one another better, don't you think? With your free hand, you tilt her chin up, forcing her gaze to meet yours. Her eyelashes flutter in confusion, but she doesn't look away. I take care of what's mine, understand? No harm will come to you as long as you do what I say. Why does that sound like a threat? Because it is. A threat and a promise. The helicopter reaches a smooth, steady pace, so you lean back in your seat. She glances around at the glittering sunset and gasps. You said all that to distract me, didn't you? That doesn't make it any less true. If there's one thing you should know about me, it's that I always say what I mean. Don't make the mistake of doubting me. Her only response is to take her lower lip between her teeth, and God, do you wish that your teeth are under soft flesh, claiming her. We should be there soon. I hope you're hungry. I know I am. Duskhaven is everything the rumors have promised, and then some. You're greeted by a name as soon as you step inside. Ah, Mr. Thorne. So pleased to have you here with us this evening. I will be taking care of you. Please follow me. You press a hand gently against her lower back and guide her towards the private table. This place is amazing. How did you find it? If there's anything within a 100-mile radius worth having, I know about it. Anything or anyone. You splay your hand more firmly against her lower back, marking her as your own. I hope you find everything to your satisfaction. The head chef developed tonight's menu, especially with you in mind. Most bows before leaving. You pull out Ella's chair before settling into your own seat. Her eyes widen. All you need to know that this restaurant was the right choice. I don't even know how to order at a place like this. Then it's a good thing. I'm here to help. What are you in the mood for? What's the one thing you can't wait to feel on your tongue? She toys with the sims of her empty wine glass, unable to meet your eyes. Why do I get the feeling you aren't talking about the food? Miss Ransack, what would your mother say? I'm not the one who sends people random pictures of riding crops. Won't lie, that actually is a little off the thing. One makes you think that photo was chosen at random. She is unable to answer as the waiter approaches with a bottle of your favorite white wine. He pours you both a glass. Have you had a chance to look over the chef's special menu? You lift a brow at Ella. Well, Has your tongue decided what it most desires? She takes a long sip of wine to steady her nerves. With a defiant glare that sets your pulse racing, she manages to gain control of herself. Something light. After that helicopter ride, I don't think I can handle much more than that. You give the waiter a curt nod. We'll both have the sea scallops. She'll have the artichoke hearts as a starter. I'll try the prawns. Excellent choice. The air feels heavy with the meaning as the waiter makes his leave. A private table, personal menu. If I didn't know any better, I say you were trying to seduce me. As much as you'd love to follow up on this interesting line of conversation, this is technically a business dinner. I'm a man who values discretion, that's all. You'll be happy to know that the meeting with your ex's lawyers today went well. A wicked grin flashes across your face. Even with someone distracting me, I managed to get the upper hand. She is so flustered that she almost spills her wine. You slip your fingers over hers to steady them. You started it. What was I supposed to do? You know the answer to that. The game only works if both parties are willing to play. The question is, how willing are you? She carefully avoids the question in your eyes. Her fingers grow restless under yours. I think you'd better tell me about the meaning. It's clear Pat's case is weak, and his lawyers know it, with you being separated since the betrayal. This divorce should be a slam dunk. You really enjoy this, don't you? Winning? Of course I do. That's what makes me so good at my job. As she shakes her head, she catches the candle light and holds it. It's more than that. You almost transform when you start talking litigation. That's because I always get my way. Nothing makes me happier than watching everyone else squirm. Even me? You flash your teeth at Ella, a hunter ready to pounce. Especially you. The waiter arrives with your starters. The rich, delicious aroma of food fills your senses. As the plates are set before you, you notice an amuse-bouche you didn't order. Compliments of the chef. What? The chef thought you might enjoy a little taste of what she's whipping up for next month. That's really nice of her. Give her our thanks. As the waiter leaves, you turn to Ella. Try it. Don't you want some? I'd rather watch you. Eat it slowly, Ella. Savor it. Her hand falters as she picks up a small spoon. Like this? You nod and lean back, watching as she lifts the spoon to her mouth and slips it between her lips. With a low moan, she closes her eyes and allows the flavors to spill over her tongue. You should try some of your prawns, at least. Everything is so delicious. Pushing your plate aside, you shake your head. You aren't sure you trust yourself to unleash any of your appetites right now. Business first. My next step is to get the petition together based on the information you were so obliging to put together for me. She fumbles with her cutlery. Since there's no kids, it's just a matter of serving him and negotiating the division of assets. I plan to take the bastard for everything he's worth, including his... favorite toy. No, that would be the woman he was with, if you really think about it. Fancy sports car. Well, that would be amazing. He loves that stupid car. More than he ever loved me, that's for sure. I had no idea you could be so deliciously petty. I like it. I don't know how I'll ever be able to thank you enough for all this. It's just a business dinner. She shakes her head resolutely. I don't mean tonight. Ever since I walked in on Pat, I felt lost. Her eyes meet yours, shining with earnest sincerity. It's not a look you get often, and you aren't sure you like the way it makes you feel. Walking into your office is the first time in a long time I felt even remotely in control of my life. Before you can respond, the waiter arrives with your main courses. You've never been so grateful for an interruption. How's that for irony? The moment Ella walked into that office is when I started to feel like I have no control at all. After the waiter leaves, Ella tucks into her meal. She notices you barely touching your food and lifts an inquisitive brow. Aren't you hungry? Not for food. You wait for her to react, but she doesn't fall for the bait. This time. Maybe you should tell me more about what to expect from the divorce proceedings. What if Pat fights us on it? What if we end up in court? If that happens, then I'll have a bigger audience for when I humiliate him. Is it wrong of me to hope for the packed courtroom, then? Well, well. It appears you do have a dark side, Ella. I usually don't. There must be something about you that draws it out. No matter what happens with the case, I'm just glad to have you on my side. I bet you're terrifying in court. Oh, I don't need a courtroom. I can be terrifying anywhere. The waiter interrupts again, this time to offer a decadent chocolate dessert served on a private balcony. There's more? I couldn't possibly eat another bite. Chef insists, one taste of this in your life will never be the same. Lead the way. Any thoughts Ella had of abstaining are gone as she sees the plate being offered. Well, maybe just a little. As soon as the waiter leaves, she pulled the plate towards you, tucking it close to your chest so she can't reach. Aren't you gonna share? I have to think about this one. You scoop a bite onto your fork and gesture for her to lean in. Open up. What? I've had to sit across from you this whole damn evening watching you put things in that gorgeous mouth. Now it's my turn. You think my mouth is gorgeous? I think you're going to open up and let me in, or you'll regret it. With an obedience that sets your whole body alight, she parts her lips and leans closer. It would be so easy to take that mouth with your own, to show her what pleasure really means, but you lift a scoop of chocolate instead. Good girl. Do you like it? She closes her lips on the fork and moans. You watch her lips slide off the metal, watch her tongue slip tenderly across her mouth to catch the last bit of chocolate off. It's all you can do to keep your composure. It's delicious. If that's all you can do to keep your composure, then this dude is an amateur. This dessert isn't the only thing worth having. You took Ella on a night for to remember. As soon as the dessert plate is empty, you whisk Ella out of the restaurant and back into the helicopter. If I don't get her home soon, I'm going to do something that'll scare her off for good. Chivalry and a strange reluctance to end the evening compel you to drop Ella back off at her hotel. This is really sweet of you, but I can see myself inside. I'm walking you to the elevator, Ella. Don't argue with me. Sorry, it's embarrassing that I'm in a hotel, that I let Pat take the condo even though he cheated on me. You don't have to apologize to me, you just have to obey. You can tell she's struggling with herself. Half of her wants to meekly submit, while the other half is curious how far you'll go. In that case, let me change the subject. I really had a great time tonight. It was enlightening, to say the least. She stops in front of the elevator and holds out her hand. Temptation gets the better of you, and you lean in close to whisper, Ella, I haven't even begun to enlighten you. There are things I could show you, things I could do to you. Her whole body grows soft, yielding next to yours, arching towards you. That's right. Your body realizes it, even if you haven't. Every muscle in your body strains to pull this woman into your arms, to take her right here and right now. You ball your hands into fists at your side, determined to withstand the temptation when you spot someone out of the corner of your eye. Oh, look who it is. What is he doing here? As you straighten up, the figure comes into Ella's line of sight, and he's not alone. I'm telling you, baby, this place has the best steaks in town. I hope so, for your sake. You can't afford to disappoint me again. Is that Pat with his Dom? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. So two Doms walk into a bar. Okay. So without further ado, please remember to like and share the video. It's not that hard. Do it. Otherwise, make sure to hit that bell icon if you're already subscribed, or even if you're going to subscribe. That way you receive notification. Let me know about how I did. I kind of, well, I just kind of went with it, right? Yeah, we'll go with that. If you are wanting the unedited versions of this, feel free to let me know in the comment section below. I will be glad to upload them to, say, Patreon or something. Don't really want to put them on a Google Drive and link them, because that can also get your YouTube channel shut down. YouTube is a real big stickler for this garbage, okay? So it's like, hey guys, I really watched this the other day, it was really entertaining, and I link you to something that is not YouTube friendly, right? Yeah, it can get your, YouTube account gone the same way, just like as if I was to upload the whole episode, including all of the things that are against these guidelines. So just throwing that out there. That's why you don't see a lot, if any, content creators currently covering this. I'm willing to put it up there, I'm willing to censor it, I'm willing to edit a lot of this stuff out of it, and say, hey, if you want to continue having what I offer you, unedited and fully for your enjoyment, then yeah, you can maybe let me know, and then I'll let you know if I put it up on Patreon. See how that works? Alright, thanks for watching. Catch y'all later. Peace out.